In a small town just outside Cleveland, Ohio, there lived a man named Ethan Walker, a name nobody knew and a face most people passed without noticing. He wasn't famous, he wasn't rich, and he definitely wasn't lucky. But Ethan had one thing that quietly separated him from everyone else. He refused to quit. Every morning at 4:30 a.m., while the city was still asleep, Ethan's alarm rang. Not because he loved mornings, but because rent didn't care about sleep. He rolled out of bed in a one-bedroom apartment with peeling paint and a heater that worked only when it felt like it. He washed his face, made instant coffee, and checked his phone. No new messages. No missed calls. Just another day. Ethan worked 2 jobs. During the day, he was a warehouse loader, lifting heavy boxes for minimum wage. At night, he drove for a delivery app, chasing tips to make up for what his paycheck couldn't cover. His hands were always sore. His back constantly hurt. But he never complained because complaining didn't pay bills. What most people didn't know was that Ethan had dreams, big ones. He wanted to start his own logistics company one day. He had ideas written in an old notebook, pages filled with routes, cost breakdowns, and plans. That notebook stayed hidden under his mattress, like a secret he was afraid to say out loud. Because every time he had shared his dreams before, people laughed. Be realistic, they said. People like us don't build companies, they said. Just be grateful you have a job, they said. So Ethan stopped talking and started working. Years earlier, Ethan had lost his father to a heart attack. His mother worked long hours as a nurse, and Ethan became the man of the house overnight. College wasn't an option, survival was. He watched friends move away, get degrees, and post success stories online. He watched quietly, wondering if he had already fallen behind. There were nights he sat in his car after deliveries, staring at the steering wheel, exhausted beyond words. Nights when quitting felt easy, logical, even. Nights when he asked himself, what's the point? But every time that thought crept in, another one followed. If I quit now, this pain will have been for nothing. So he kept going. One winter, things got worse. The warehouse cut hours. Gas prices went up. He fell behind on rent. He sold his TV, then his couch. Then, eventually, his phone, replacing it with a cheap used one just to keep working. Pride took a back seat to survival. Still, he refused to quit. One night, while delivering packages in a snowstorm, Ethan noticed something. Several delivery drivers were all taking inefficient routes, wasting time and fuel. Ethan had already mapped better routes for himself, using free tools and spreadsheets. A thought hit him hard. What if I could help others save time and get paid for it? That night, exhausted but wired with hope, he pulled out his notebook. Over the next 6 months, Ethan spent every spare moment learning, watching free videos, reading articles, testing ideas. He built a simple routing guide and offered it to a few local drivers for free. Word spread, drivers saved time. They made more money, they told others. Soon, people started asking him to customize routes. Then small businesses asked him for delivery planning. He didn't quit his jobs. He worked after work. He slept less. He pushed through. The first time someone paid him $500 for his service, Ethan stared at his bank account in disbelief. Not because it made him rich, but because it made him believe. A year later, Ethan registered a small LLC. 2 years later, he left the warehouse. 5 years after that, his logistics consulting firm partnered with regional delivery companies across the Midwest. No headlines, no viral moment, just quiet progress. One evening, Ethan visited his old apartment building. Same peeling paint. Same flickering lights. He sat in his car for a moment, thinking about the man he used to be, the man who almost quit 100 times. He smiled. Not because life was perfect, but because he had proven something to himself. Success didn't come from loud confidence or instant wins. It came from showing up when no one was watching. From working through doubt. From refusing to quit even when quitting felt justified. Ethan's story isn't special because he struggled. It's special because he stayed. And somewhere, right now, someone is standing where Ethan once stood, tired, overlooked, and tempted to give up. If that's you, remember this. You don't need applause to keep going. You don't need permission to believe. You don't need overnight success. You just need to refuse to quit.